Back again here with Peyton Hillis, the All Things Arkansas Football Show. Another episode. Got a lot to get into. It was a big week last week. Ryan Silverfield, Peyton, kind enough to hop on with us. Had a lot to say. Came in. He was not intimidated, as he shouldn't be. Head football coach, University of Arkansas, making millions of dollars. Some guy with an awesome looking goatee, cool sweatshirt, wearing some Arkansas swag. He better not be intimidated by Peyton Hillis.
I mean, honestly. This whole time, talking to the guy and, talking off screen and stuff like that, he is an awesome guy. He really is. He's humble, and it seems like he's trying to do everything in his power. Now, remember, I said in his power to win, and I love that. And so I'm going to really support this guy, and hopefully he can reach out, and we can reach out to others to see if there's anything I can do to help him in any form.
And to be clear, he did not have to come in here. There was no, benefit other than him selling his program for him to come in here. And he came in here, and really, for the most part, just about everything was on the table.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he was straight up. He was straight up with everything.
Yeah.
And with all of our questions, I mean, there's no other, reason at this point to not support the guy and hope the best for him. And from here on out, I will.
I even felt, too, like he was very prepared. And I don't know if, maybe, again, Kyle Parkinson was in here with him last week, if Kyle had something to do with that, or if, Ryan just likes to consume content. Let's not kid ourselves. You think for a second that Ryan Silverfield didn't see that small protest on campus, or didn't read some of these internet comments whenever he got hired of the disappointment, or, he wasn't their first choice? Of course, Ryan saw that. To what degree and to how much it affected him, we don't really know. But again, his preparedness and him talking about embracing Arkansas, embracing the state, because to me, I thought he answered the question around Kane Archer of, hey, it's nothing against Kane. Doesn't mean we don't like the kid. It's just, look, we only have so many scholarships.
Yep.
We have to do what's in the best interest of Arkansas. I don't know if you picked up on that, but I felt like he addressed it. And a coach of any program is never really going to comment directly on a player that doesn't play for his team.
And I mean, honestly, when I was looking at the background of him, he's a guy that's always had to work from the bottom. Yep. And I felt like that's how I was too when I was playing. Nobody ever gave you the shot. He's been at a lot of places, never been the guy that everybody expects he has been, but he's always, it seems like he's exponentially just shattered, what people thought that he may do, and he's always done better. And so, just for that, like, I feel like we all need to give him a chance and hope the best, because I really do believe, like, in his heart of hearts, he's going to do all he can to win. And that's what Razorback fans and I need.
You've said it, though. Settling is not trying.
What I'm saying is with him, though, he's hungry. You can tell he's hungry for the opportunity.
Yep.
He's not coming here and, just going to coast like a Belichick in North Carolina, a type like that. He's going to come in here and he's going to try to win. Now, if he does that, it's fair to say, but we should give him the chance to see what happens.
And I think he's doing everything he can right now. And this is not coming from the university. I've heard from people that I believe. You got to take it with a grain of salt. They're not having any problem raising money right now. That's just to my understanding, that the money's coming in. Is it what Alabama's getting, what Georgia's getting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? LSU, maybe not.
Let's make it public. And so we can decide if it's enough. I mean, don't you think that's fair?
I think absolutely.
I mean, it is our tax dollars, right? It is our tax dollars.
100%. I do think it should be that way, but what I want is not important. I wish people listen to you and listen to me, but that's just not how life works. If Arkansas doesn't come to me and pat me on the back and put their arm around me and say, "Hey, Trey, what should we do? What do you think we should do?" I mean, I'd like to open the doors media-wise.
You can be bought and paid for, huh, Trey? Come on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Of course. You kidding me?
So if you can wait a minute.
When people say listen, hold on,
truth matters. So truth doesn't matter as much as money. You can be bought and paid for.
When people say, "You know what, my decision, it wasn't about the money." You know what that really means? They didn't offer me enough.
That's not true.
What that means. Yes, it is.
So you're telling me right now that Bill Belichick's at North Carolina for the money, or Saban was in it for the money when they have so much money?
Yes, Bill's obsessed with money. What were his other options?
I don't think he had any other options.
Okay, but so $10 million to go to North Carolina, or sit on your hands and go work for Barstool.
Is he not from North Carolina?
No, but his dad did coach there. I think he might have been born in Chapel Hill. Bill was primarily raised in Annapolis at the Naval Academy.
So, I mean, it's not far from there in Maryland. But, I mean, at the same time, do you not think that he was like, I'm bored. I want to pick up, the thing that I love the most and try to and do this again. I mean, do you not think that's the real reason why he didn't do it? I feel like it would be.
I think he picked something else up in his life that may help with the boredom, but hey, that's just me.
I mean, more power to him, man. I mean, if he can pull off a girl like that, I mean,
Absolutely.
We all know why they're in it, but let's just be honest.
I don't know if she knows, but yeah.
Oh,
hold on. No.
She knows.
Wait a minute. I take that back. I don't know if he knows.
And he's an idiot. I mean, what does he think? He's some kind of sex symbol or something?
I mean, you got to. Here's the problem.
Come on, man.
You got to share a bathroom with that guy.
Yeah, but the thing is I think they understand their roles in that relationship. There's no doubt about it. She knows why she's there, and he knows why she's there, and I think they're okay with it.
Yeah, and we now know the name Jordan. I always call her Jordan. I know it's Jordan. I'm always going to call her Jordan. Shout out Pablo Torre. We now all know the name Jordan Hudson, and it's interesting. There was an internet rumor that they're no longer together. This was about a week or two ago.
Really?
I don't know how much steam it picked up. If only there was, this device with a keyboard and this, wealth of information that I could type something into to see if they're still together or not. Yeah, apparently they're not together. I do know this too, and knowing people.
You would think that would be bigger news, wouldn't it?
Here's her problem though, and good for her. She's made millions of dollars in real estate and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and it comes with a price and all. She's now relevant, but she's still the girlfriend. She's not Jordan Hudson.
No.
She's still Bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that you got to overcome that hurdle to really.
She will always be known as Belichick's girlfriend and not the other way around, though, right?
I don't think she'll ever be. Always be. Oh, that's Bill's girlfriend.
And she's getting paid well for it. I mean, let's be honest.
$8 million in real estate.
Yeah.
That is true. Apparently, these rumors may be not true. But we all get duped on the internet. I swear I saw that maybe they weren't together. Bill should be in the Hall of Fame though.
That was insane.
That was,
wasn't it? Like, what kind of explanation? I thought the only one would be they would not induct anybody that was still an active coach or an active player.
But he's not really active. Well, they did.
What do you mean he's not active? He's the head coach for the Tar Heels. What are you talking about?
But that's not the pro. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
No, but it doesn't matter. If you're still an active coach, sometimes they do that, which, I kind of understand and don't, because he is getting up there in age and he could die any day.
Totally.
And so, like,
73 years old. And I think that's a big, point of contention for Robert Kraft. He'll never admit this, but I think there is some, concern of it means so much to him and all he's done. And we all want to be loved. Come on. We all want to get there on the 50-yard line and call the Hogs and wave and everybody cheering for us.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, they deserve that moment. They're no different. But I think there is some concern of like, hey, I'm in my 80s. If I don't get in, may have to do this posthumously. That's not the same.
Well, no, it's not.
Now, Bill's going to get in, barring a catastrophe.
But
Robert may fight this a little bit.
Just get over. I mean, when you're somebody on their status, you get a lot of fake love too, and you probably get tired of it. And there's no doubt he deserved that. He deserves to be in. But a little bit this past Sunday that Tom Brady and Belichick were watching that TV, hoping that the Patriots lost.
Yes.
There is no doubt in my mind that happened.
It is. You know what that is?
And I would think you would have Tom Brady announcing the Super Bowl, right? I mean, I would try to put that. I don't know if he has a contract with, who was it?
Fox.
Yeah.
He's a Fox guy.
Is he a Fox? But
it was on NBC.
NBC,
so
yeah.
Collinsworth and Tirico.
But, I would want to have that. But if
he was there. They had the MVPs out with Montana and et cetera. They were all there.
But, it's not the same. And they were what, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana.
You ever been to the Super Bowl?
No. Well,
It is.
They used to give
It
us,
is so cool.
They used to give us tickets every year when we were playing.
You sold them, didn't you?
And yeah, because I was thinking to myself, like,
I'll take $5.
I don't want to go to the Super Bowl unless I'm in it when I was playing. That's how I felt. And that's how a lot of other guys felt too. And then,
like, I'm not going to touch the trophy unless I win it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put on a ring
just go and experience it. You want to experience that atmosphere while you're playing and not in the stands.
I've been 4 times, working every time, and working in Boston. We did it big. We did it right. So it's not like, it's a lot of work and everything. But I never got to go to the parties. I'm not cool, crap like that. But just being there and, I'm a middle class kid from Pittsburgh, and all I knew about that game growing up was famous people were there and it cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So to be there, even if it was in the rafters, really cool. And anybody that has the means to go experience it. And hopefully the game. I don't like Lady Gaga. I don't like Katy Perry. They killed it at the halftime.
What is up with the halftime show, man? Like all in Spanish.
You gonna go there?
Nobody knew anything what was going on. Not a single thing.
Kid Rock played an alternative.
Yeah, I saw, but I did see like the ratings on it. It was only like 6 million people watched it, and there was like 243 million that watched the Super Bowl.
Look, hey, I can almost everything in life. I can see both sides of it. It's actually one of my flaws, and I get why the NFL did it. I do. This guy is the most listened to artist on YouTube. Fact,
not in America, opinion. Obviously.
Hold on. The NFL's playing more international games next year than they ever have before.
Those people don't care about football. And it is a party to go to. It's like if French soccer team came to America, we would go, but we don't care.
You know what the most watched Super Bowls of all time were? The ones with Travis Kelce. Why is that, Peyton?
Because of Taylor Swift?
You got it.
Okay, what does Taylor Swift got to do with a guy that speaks Spanish?
So if pound for pound, the most popular artist in the world is doing your halftime show, you're opening more eyes to your game.
Okay, I understand that.
I don't like soccer.
It's kind of like
I want to go to the World Cup. It's a big event.
It's kind of like your home base. You always want to protect that. Which your home base is people that speak English, for one.
I get it. No, I do get it, and I don't like it. I don't want to hear it.
They did it for ratings.
Understand why they did it.
They did it for ratings.
What's the problem?
They don't care about the fans. It's the same thing with the Arkansas here.
That is true.
That's the same thing.
If they what they should have done at halftime? Release the Epstein files. That's what they should have done.
That's funny. But
have Joe Rogan out of midfield reading the Epstein files.
Honest to God though, you got to take care of your home base. You cannot forget about them. And I understand ratings and making money and so forth and so on. But dadgum, when you have a guy that have him sing in English at least. Have him sing it in English. So when your home audience can't even understand the guy, and there's a bunch of women walking around naked, shaking booties and stuff like that. You don't want your kids watching that either.
Lots of people can get on board with that. Come on.
Oh, your kids. I think how many kids are watching that.
It's on the internet. Come on. Let's not get ourselves here.
But you're not going to do it. Come on.
I get it. Anyways, back to the Jordan Hudson thing, the Tom Brady thing, as you were saying. I wanted to make this point here to wrap up this, get into some more things about Silverfield here. You know how Tom Brady and Bill Belichick would have watched that game? I think just about all of us in life can relate to this. You get divorced or your girlfriend dumps you. You do not want her with somebody more successful and better looking than you. We won't admit it, but it hits home. They can't leave you for something better. And that's how they watch that game. How dare you? All we did for you, and 7 years later, after 1 year ago, you had the worst coach in football, the worst roster in football, and now you're holding the trophy again. That would have hurt.
Honestly, I don't think there's any way that you could compare the two New England franchises. This year, New England played a lot of mediocre teams, and they ended up winning
14-3. And they won 3 playoffs.
But I'm just saying, everybody knew walking into there, it's going to be really, really rare if they win this game against Seattle. It was really not a competition.
I didn't think their offense could possibly play that bad again. They played worse.
Well, I just knew how good Seattle's defense is. And
yeah, they got after it. But they had some dudes, man.
You said that you related to a girlfriend. You don't want nobody being better, but that's something kind of happening with Tom Brady right now, right? I heard his ex-wife's getting remarried
to the jiu-jitsu instructor.
And I heard that he's taking it really, really bad.
I think it was very obvious his last year in the NFL, the divorce weighed on him.
There's no doubt. It's going to weigh on anybody.
My interpretation to that, luckily, is someone that, I've been dumped by girls, of course, even just, why didn't she, whatever. I get that. I haven't been divorced. But I saw a man on the sideline and his body language of he didn't want the marriage to end. That's what I saw.
I don't see how you can play football with a, straight frame of mind when you're going through a divorce.
He left training camp for 2 or 3 weeks to kind of finalize things.
But I didn't really understand don't really know the true story. I hear it because he was always gone and she's taking care of kids, and that's what I really heard. And I don't think
know,
that's
and
the truth.
They were trying to push that out there.
Oh
Yeah.
What was the real story?
Who knows? Only
No, come on, a little gossip here.
I mean, she was, I think, pretty clearly having an affair.
Was she?
With the yoga instructor? Yeah.
Mm.
And they don't buy that. That's what their PR people. I'm
not going to say anything.
Her PR people want you to believe. Oh, he wouldn't give up football, or what about my time, or what? I mean, come on, you can't wait one more year. You know what?
Well,
how much longer was he really going to play?
She was a beautiful woman and a great model and everything, but it was
extremely famous. Yes.
Yeah, but it was kind of like,
I think for most of his career, her brand was bigger than his.
A yoga instructor,
jiu-jitsu or something like that. Yeah.
God,
she just had a kid, like 45. I think she just had like a kid a year ago or something. At 40 some years old. Shout out to the 40-year-olds. Didn't you just have a birthday?
Shut up, dude. Why,
didn't you?
Yeah,
I'm going to be 40 in April.
Yeah, 40 with the terrible goatee, right?
And I'm
jerk.
We got to embrace it. I don't have any gray hair on my head. You're always wearing a hat. Wonder why. So Ryan coming in last week, one thing I heard, DJ Williams, love you, brother, mean it. We may be doing something here with DJ in the near future, hoping to collaborate, maybe get him more involved. Pig Trail Nation alumni, greatest tight end in Arkansas history. Lance Allworth played tight end. He was a receiver, right?
Receiver.
He was a receiver. DJ Williams, Hunter Henry, the best two tight ends in Arkansas history. Now, one thing he said, Peyton, is he said, hey, Peyton's been kind of critical of Ryan Silverfield. Now, I want to clear something up. We want to be as honest here as we can be. We absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I got to call it like I see it. I also got to give people a chance. I don't think you were ever critical of Ryan. I just think there was a little bit of a disappointment of like, well, wait a minute. What happened with Alex Golish? Or I heard about James Franklin or all this. That had nothing to do with, we don't like Ryan Silverfield. That's nonsense.
No.
We love Ryan Silverfield. So just to clarify something, it was more about the idea of, well, wait a minute. What happened in your search? How did this all go down? It had nothing to do with who Ryan Silverfield is, who, by the way, won 21 games, I believe, combined in 2023, 2024.
Well, let me say my piece. It was nothing to do with Ryan Silverfield as him, as a person, as a coach. Mine were built off the expectations of what we were coming off of to what we really needed at that time. And I felt like we needed a more, for sure, candidate to turn around things, to give Arkansas more hope. Because I believe the fans have been disappointed, and rightfully so, and they need something to look up to, because it's about the fans. It's about nobody else. But when I talked to Silverfield, there's no doubt in my mind, like I said before, that he's going to do everything he can to make this a winning program. That don't mean that he will. But I feel in my heart of hearts that he's going to do everything possible to make this a winning program, because I believe he's hungry. If you look at his history, he's always been, even in high school, he was an offensive line coach in high school. He didn't really play. He's always loved coaching. There's a hunger and there's a passion there. And he's also opened up to, he's taken that effort to go reach out to ex-players and want them to be a part of the program. He asked me to sit down and eat with him. Do you really think any other head coach at the University of Arkansas has ever done that to anybody, ex-players?
I know this. I know Bobby Patrino was extremely insular. And fine, you're playing in the NFL or you're Darren McFadden. Come on back. But he really closed the doors back when he was the head coach the first time around. I don't know how much of that you felt. I mean, you were right out of college at that point.
Yeah. Okay. This is a story. I've never told this to anyone. I lied. I told my family and stuff. But I remember when Bobby came in.
This is going to be good.
It was my senior year. And he brought me up to his office. And I think that he was bringing all the seniors in that were leaving to go to the NFL or just not playing anymore, to talk to them or whatever, to introduce himself. But I remember in that meeting, he sat me down and he said, I don't think you're going to make it. I don't think you're going to play NFL football. I mean, he was giving me all these different type of reasons and stuff that he didn't think I was going to make it. And, I didn't really think about it anything at the time, but that happened back then. And that's never affected my.
Who was he to say that?
I don't know. I just think that he was very. I think everybody can kind of tell that he's really open-minded and he speaks what he feels. I mean,
He
back
does.
then at least.
And that's what we
here
want. We want
recently,
the
he
truth. But
didn't.
what's his motive? Like, it's not like you had eligibility left.
No.
So what's the motivation to
I
say
don't
that?
know.
I remember him saying this at the introductory press conference. Our biggest recruit is Felix Jones. Felix had one more year, ended up being a first-round pick. Obviously, he couldn't get him to stay.
Yeah.
Different time back then.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different time. But, I mean, that takes nothing away of, like, I think he's a great coach. I mean, I can see we're going to be heck to play for him. But, I mean.
Him and Bill together at North Carolina. He's the offensive coordinator there. Yeah.
When did this happen? Why didn't I hear about this?
A month ago.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
I did not know anything about that. Thanks for telling me that now. What the crap?
Well, why did you give me the eyes there? What's the problem? Those two personalities. Two people with a track record of you can't tell me anything.
I know a little something about the New England ways of doing things. When it comes, like, Bill is very pushy, and he's usually demeaning towards, his staff and a little bit, but in a fun-loving way. But a lot of times Bill's a defensive guy. He'll let him kind of do his own thing, and I kind of think Bill would want him to do his own little thing at this point in his life, at where he's at as a coach.
Bill doesn't really trust people that aren't in his foxhole.
Then why hire the guy? I mean,
I wonder. Well, and look at Patrino. Goes to Texas A&M. This is not a coincidence. I'm going to speak for you, Bobby. Not a coincidence here. Goes to Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher in hot water. Fisher's fired in the middle of the year. It wasn't Bobby. They go in a different direction. Comes to Arkansas. Pittman. Hot water. Decent year last year. And a lot of pressure. People want Bobby back. Now he's at North Carolina. If Bill starts 1-4, what's going to happen?
But let's rewind a little bit. When he went to Texas A&M there, towards a half a year he was there. Like, what was that?
He was there for one season.
Yeah. What was it for the whole season? I thought he came on like 3 or 4 games in.
There for the whole season, I believe. I hope I got this right. I think he was at UNLV on Barry Odom's staff, and then was there for about a month, and A&M called up because Fisher was in trouble.
That's what it was. Okay.
Boosters and whatnot. So he kind of left UNLV at the altar. But I would look, if ESPN calls me tomorrow and they're like, "We don't care what your contract is, we're buying it out," I'm going to ESPN. I don't blame Bobby.
But he put up good numbers at A&M.
Okay.
And whether we won or lost here, he put up good numbers here. What I'm trying to say is when he goes to North Carolina in that conference, and if he has a decent defense, which Belichick can pull together.
They were garbage, Peyton.
Okay,
they got
but
killed.
it's going to take some time.
They got crushed.
But as you see let's talk good about Patrino with this.
Like, you just found out he was going there 5 minutes ago.
No, I forgot about. I thought he was going to retire. I never even thought about looking that guy up again. You know what I mean? And then now he's always done less with more. You got to say that he's done less with more.
Was the Cupboard Bear that 2008 team? So the year after y'all left, a lot of freshmen. Did you think?
2018.
2008 team at Arkansas. So Casey Dick's final year. Pulled off the miracle on Markham. Did you leave here thinking like, y'all are in trouble next year because there's nobody left?
Yes, I did.
And they almost lost, I think, like Western Illinois or something early in the year. It was bad.
Yeah. And then look what happened, a couple of years after that, I mean, they did great.
8-win season his second year. 10-win season his third year, 11 in the fourth year.
Patrino knew how to create mismatches, man. He really did. He knew how to create mismatches and win ball games. And I'm sure that, DJ could tell you more about that. I'm sure that he could expound on that a little bit better. But
DJ has told me a lot of respect for, and he's eventually going to come on the show. Again, we're working on maybe a little teaser. We're trying to partner up with DJ. We'll see exactly what comes of it. He said his favorite coach is Houston Nutt. Loved Houston Nutt, considered transferring to Ole Miss, didn't want to sit out, loved Arkansas and wanted to play in a passing offense. He liked that. But he has a lot of respect for Bobby Patrino, a ton of respect. Now, I did ask him,
you should, though.
I did ask him, would you ever work for him? And he said, no, I don't think I could.
No.
He said, I just don't. I know, knowing how he coaches, it just didn't seem like DJ was ever interested in that.
Is he like the Bobby Knight of college basketball, you think?
College football?
Yeah.
Saban's a red, you know what he is. He gets after people.
I don't think Saban will MF you like.
I just think, dude, you lived it. You have great perspective. You grew up in an era where it was, don't touch that water. You don't deserve it. There was discipline and borderline abuse by a lot of coaches, high school and college level. I think that's over.
You know,
So over.
well, the first time I actually got introduced to this new way was my senior year when Reggie Herring with the pink jerseys. Do you not remember that?
I wasn't here, but I recall the story, and that got some bad press.
Yeah. And
What was the purpose of the pink jersey? You're just not being tough?
you're a wuss. You know, you didn't loaf. You just didn't make a tackle because you shot away. But dude,
Running back stepping out of bounds, that kind of thing?
yeah.
Did you
But it was
step
on. But it was only on defense because
Yeah,
he was defensive
okay.
coordinator. But dude, I miss coaches like that will question your manhood.
But don't you
have you make a play? And now kids like it's
you
crazy.
understand why it can't be that way, though, right? Society.
No, I do not understand
Dude,
why.
society's changed.
Society ain't right all the time, is it?
But-
It's not right.
But look at how again, I think I'm going to make an analogy that you're going to relate to. Look at like how different parenting is. I mean, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. Like, dude, you know, dad was a disciplinarian, and that's really changed.
True.
That's
okay.
really changed.
And let's just be honest, though. I'm going to try to be honest about the whole thing. And if, you know, people don't agree, that's understandable. But our parents, they grew up with parents that didn't give a crap about them. They let them do their own thing. They weren't really a lot in their lives, and like crap, they were stern with it.
Both your mom and dad work?
Yeah, yeah. And then the thing is that, like, I think, like, you're right. Today we're not as stern with our kids. We probably should be more, right?
Yeah,
but I do think that
little bit more love in nature,
men today are stepping up and being fathers a lot more than men in the past.
They're
because
making the
more
T-ball
involved.
games. They're making the dance
Yes,
recitals.
no doubt.
They're letting them cry on the shoulder more than they used to.
Yes.
It's not just grabbing the belt.
And then today, like, I just feel like, you know, let's say 150 years ago, you didn't have running water, you didn't have electricity. It's all about what you're accustomed to.
Things get better with time. That's
If
how life
things
works.
get better, you get more soft. And the reason why it's getting softer, though, is because of money and the expectation of money to think, man, I don't want to get hurt here. We shouldn't have two-a-days anymore. This, right? It's ruined everything about football.
They shouldn't have two-a-days.
Bad Rabbit, or whatever that dude's name is.
Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny. Whatever his name
He will
is.
forever be Bad Rabbit.
I mean, that shows like this culture shift, you know, like how we're going now. It's all about money, it's all about ratings, and it's not about the game anymore. And that is 100% fact.
It's still about the game. It's still, people don't pay millions of dollars to scroll on the Twitter feed and stuff like that.
Do you not
We
see
watch the
those
games.
condom tandem things they put on their helmets
The
now?
helmet pillows, yeah.
Yes, what is that?
It's dude, you just made a comment earlier today before we went on the air about how, you know, now I get headaches all the time and probably had some brain
Do you
damage
really think that does
because I was
anything?
Yes.
Do you really believe it? That does anything? Come on, man.
I don't know. I mean, I love the Olympics. I can get into just about anything. You know, this morning I don't understand any of it. I had, you know, skiing on. My wife and I were talking about Lindsey Vonn. Did you see what happened? She was like, why would she do that? She had a hurt knee. I was like, you don't get it.
Yeah, she was a
This is
competitor,
once
man.
every 4 years.
Yeah.
She's a competitor. This is her last shot. It's, you know, you get one run down the hill once every 4 years, and that medal, especially a gold medal, means so much. Well, a doctor should have taken. I was like, I promise you, with the investment that they have medically, some doctor said, you know, you're going to be in pain, but you really can't get hurt. And the accident didn't appear to have anything to do with it. Now, maybe she starts skiing differently to try to, you know, got too close to the gate. Did you see how it happened?
Yeah.
Her pole hit the gate and then she sailed. And apparently, I haven't really read up on it, but just seeing some things online, it was a devastating. Her leg may be compromised for the rest of her life. You know, worst case scenario.
But you know what? I admire the crap.
I would have done the same thing.
Well, not just that. I mean, think about it. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. Do you know who won the Super Bowl 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Who?
55. That was the Chiefs.
Okay, sorry, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, that was the.
Okay, you're in the game.
That was the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning, Super Bowl 50.
Okay,
We keep going.
You report this, fine. But most people don't remember, like, hey, who won the gold medal in that 5 years ago? Who won the Super Bowl 5 years ago? But people will remember that for a long time. Her courage and her bravery and her willingness to go out there and compete and win.
Yeah.
I mean, that is amazing. I mean, truly.
And I think it's, I love sports documentaries. And I remember I was a kid. This was such a big deal at the time. Nancy Kerrigan, when she got hit by the goon with the baton in the leg, and she told people, she said, I'm telling you, I can do this. I will attack the therapy The doctor said I can do it. I will do it. And she went out there and got robbed of a gold medal. Quite frankly, because the judges were pissed off of all the coverage that her and Tanya Harding got, and they robbed that poor girl of her gold medal and gave it to Oksana Bayul. But hey, that's a different discussion.
How long ago was that?
It was 94.
Oh God.
Do you remember it?
I remember.
You graduated high
Noxana.
school 04, right?
Yeah.
I graduated 04 as well, yeah.
I remember Noxana. And I remember right after that, she made an appearance on Friends. I love Friends. But she did that.
Yeah, you said you're more of a Joey guy.
I'm a Joey dude, man. Joey's my man. Golly.
Yeah, that was so big. And I mean, for years, the boom that figure skating got off that was massive. Huge. They're selling out arenas.
I think Blades of Glory did more for it than anything else.
Can't get out of here. Will Ferrell's been kind of quiet. Another thing I want to talk about here, Charles Bediako. You familiar with the story?
No.
Alabama basketball player.
Oh, yeah. I heard a little bit about it.
So two-way contract in the NBA. Doesn't work out. Playing in the G League. Goes back to Alabama. Nate Oates, the head coach there, very defensive. Like, hey, there's no rules in place. There's nothing that stops it. If I have a job to put the best team I can out there on the court. Charles is going to play as long as he's allowed to play. Alabama judge denies the injunction, ruling Bediako to be ineligible. I feel this has gotten such bad press. Calipari's been outspoken about it. Coaches all across the country have been outspoken about it, saying that if he continues to play, the NCAA, who said he's ineligible, should take a stand and not allow them into the NCAA tournament. Now that appears to not be the case. I think it's gotten such bad press. Alabama's going to be like, all right, we're done.
Oh,
like he's going to go away. This could happen in football.
No, it can't.
You're telling me a 6th or 7th round draft pick gets cut and they have a year of eligibility left, and then I'm going back to college football.
If you have a year of eligibility left, yes, I think that might be okay. Let me explain. Hold on.
There's so much gray area with eligibility.
LeBron James went to the NBA at 18 years old.
He's got 4 years of college.
Hold on. He went to the NBA at 18 years old. When you're 18 years old, you can play in the NBA because the physicality is not really. Did he not do it?
He's once in a generation.
Okay.
There was like 10 guys that made
Carmelo Anthony, same right.
He had 1 year in college. Realistically, there's probably about 10 guys right out of high school that really had an impact their first 2 years in the league. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, LeBron James.
What I'm trying to say is that an 18-year-old kid will never play NFL football. And when if you're just talking about, man, this guy was in the G League.
You don't think Darren could have?
At 18? No,
hypothetically.
Nobody. I don't think.
Adrian Peterson.
Maybe.
Larry Fitzgerald.
No. I mean, Adrian Peterson was a freak. But I say that to say this. Like, physicality in basketball, like there's no domineering aspect in that. If you're 26 or you're 22, there's no difference in it. And they're both getting paid at the NBA level and at college level. So if you have eligibility left, why is it such a big deal?
Because there needs to be guardrails in place. It's college. It's not the pros. Just because you're getting paid doesn't make you a pro.
Really? Because for the past 100 years in history, that's how they defined a pro. So how do you define a pro now?
I think if
nobody knows, because
if you've played if you've ever signed a contract to play in the G League or AAA baseball or NFL Europe, the Arena League, whatever, you've been picked by the draft and you said, yeah, I'm leaving. Then
what does that really matter?
Your eligibility should be over.
But what does that really mean?
We got to protect college sports. We have to.
You should have not had people get paid.
When
there is a market, you're going to have this stuff.
People are always going to find loopholes.
Yes, that's what lawyers do best.
And that's what these schools have done. The schools that have found the best loophole. Ole Miss. But who the hell was Ole Miss before the transfer portal and NIL?
But then I just made the
Indiana.
I just made the comparative. I mean, if you're pro baseball, you play in the majors. You can come back and play football. You're just like, well, it's a different sport. Well, then I don't understand the argument.
Well, fine. Then go college football. You go get minor league. Monte Harrison, come on down. Go find minor league baseball players. Fine.
But I'm asking, like, I'm trying to have you tell me what the difference is, like logically.
Because you didn't play college football. You didn't play pro football. Pro baseball is not pro football. It's different.
Okay, but why in basketball?
I think there's
no physical difference.
I think there should be an age requirement as well. Like a couple caveats. Like if you have some kind of major medical situation, you go to the military, you go play pro baseball, whatever, like a couple waivers. For the most part, though, I don't think kids over the age of 24, maybe 25, call it 24, should be playing in college sports.
So
It's
basically,
ridiculous.
the only thing we're seeing here is that a kid that had a year of eligibility left, he decided to go to the draft and couldn't play. He wasn't good enough to play.
And got it, but did get a two-way. Somebody, the San Antonio Spurs, I believe, gave him the money on a two-way contract.
Okay.
So he was in NBA practices. He was playing in G League game, one of the 10 best
How
basketball
long?
leagues
How long
in the
was
world.
he there?
I don't know, a year or something.
Okay, a year. So what is that year? What does that make him this much greater player just because he tried to sign an NBA contract? Like, I don't understand.
Here's my problem with it. You're changing the spirit of college basketball. So Cal doesn't want, John Calipari, Perry doesn't want to do this. So what is it? But eventually he's got to throw his hands up and be like, well, if this is what everybody else is doing, I'm tired of getting beat. So now I got to go get pros too. I can't do this with 18-year-old kids anymore.
You kind of understand why coaches don't like it though, right?
And I believe John Calipari whenever he says, I believe him with all my heart. He says, I want to be transformational. I don't want to be transactional. I want to change families. I want to help kids. I'm not just here to collect a paycheck.
I believe he does too. Like, I really do believe that, but that's his preference. Like, he's trying to mold things around his preference. If you're a basketball coach, of course, you don't want guys that have a lot of money go out there and get NBA players because it's going to make you look bad, right?
Yeah.
And so then, like you said, he's going to have to turn around and do it also. I'm not saying that should happen. I'm just saying I don't see how you can say a guy that just went to the league for 1 year and couldn't make it, and he still has a year of eligibility, why is that so bad that if he came back? I understand if you're Kobe Bryant or if you're somebody like that was out for 4 or 5, 6 years and you're NBA MVP, like, I kind of understand that.
I just think I get what you're saying, but I just think there should be a guardrail in place that you're going the second you sign a pro contract of any kind. Fine.
There you go.
If it's a different sport, fine. You want to do that, but I would say specifically in the sport that you are playing, then that rules you in. Is that so hard? Why can't they enforce that? The NCAA is scared. They're scared of lawsuits.
Well,
and
they're
scared
this to themselves.
They're scared of their business model.
Well,
they may be
there
powerless.
is no business model. It's the Wild
They've
West,
got a multi-billion-dollar building there in Indianapolis, and it all could go kaput if they can't start figuring this out.
I don't think it's ever going to go kaput. I think the NFL has too much money.
Why wouldn't there be a different governing body for college football? It's not the NCAA. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12. They break away. They say we're doing this ourselves.
Like, you're talking about privatized college football?
Just a different variation of the NCAA.
I mean, I can see that happening.
We're going to do it. We're going to have our own commissioner, whatever. We're going to hire Nick Saban or whoever, Peyton Hillis.
Or you just have players sign contracts. Like I said before, like have them sign contracts like everybody other professional does in any field that you're in.
And I don't know why there's so much hesitancy to do that. They don't. They want to avoid it. Probably because they don't want to have to collectively bargain. They like keeping the SEC this year, by the way, this just made public, $72 million per school from the TV contracts.
Is that higher now in the Big Ten?
Maybe, but the Big Ten is generally going to be a little bit ahead.
I don't.
I mean, when you were paying it, that number was probably like $10 million. $72.4 million average per school, approximately $18.6 million above what they did the prior year.
Yeah, I don't see this situation getting any better. But I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Is what I really mean. When you have 18-year-old kids deciding pretty much like for the program and for them, what they're going to do year to year. I mean, it's just not going to help. It's not going to help anybody.
But I mean, the product's been more popular. But I like to
because there's money.
I do like to compare it though to NASCAR. NASCAR was so popular in the early 2000s. It was the second most watched thing on television behind only the NFL. And, there was all that interest in Dale Earnhardt and what a terrible tragedy. And that brought a lot of eyes to the sport. And the stands were full and all this stuff. So what do? Well, we're going to get away from the South. We're going to go to California and have all these fancy new fans. And we're filling up buildings. Now, nobody knows what time the races are on. Nobody goes to the races. You see it. It's not talked about. This used to be on, the front page of USA Today. It's all over. So what did you really have to show for changing the fabric of your sport and taking it to new places and out of the South and pissing off and alienating your fan base that existed?
I have no words.
But I don't know if college football is going to do that. You look at Indiana, they invested in the money. The game's completely different than it was 10 years ago, and it's never been more popular there, ever. North Carolina, hiring Bill Belichick, banging out the stadium every game for a team that went 4-8.
I mean, like you said with, Travis Kelce and the ratings for Bad Rabbit. What is his name?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Rabbit.
What? I like Looney Tunes. But anyway, it just seems like they're going to go for the ratings more than anything else. I mean, then that's what this is, get the media behind it and make stories out of it to get people involved, like Bill Belichick going to North Carolina. Of course, that's going to bring fans. It's going to bring money. I mean, I think they care more about that, what the scoop is, what the story is, more than what the program's actually going to do. I mean, look at Lane Kiffin and this situation at LSU, though. I mean, crap. If you don't think that stadium's going to be packed every game, even if they win 4 or 5 ball games, and that's going to be the case only because they signed him. And there's so much behind it. There's going to be so much behind it with TV contracts, with, primetime television. It's going to be there.
Yeah, and you made this point too, and a lot of people made this point. It's not just you. John Gruden, if, a college program, Arkansas in particular, got behind him, maybe it wouldn't work, but how much better would your brand be?
Well, there's going to be a lot more money coming to your brand. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I believe if John Gruden was the coach at Arkansas, they would sell out season tickets.
There's no doubt.
But I also do have major questions as to whether or not it would work. Major question. I think, quite frankly, I think Silverfield's a safer bet. But then it's, how do you balance on the scale here? What's better? Winning. Ultimately, winning is going to make you the most money, no matter how much time it takes. But if you hire John Gruden and he goes 5-7 and you make a ton of money, is that better than Coach B going 8-4 and you make less money?
Well, nobody wants to be 5-7, but what that does do is gives your program more money to work with for the next year to make you a better program. I mean, I don't know the numbers at North Carolina. Maybe you do. When Belichick got there before he wasn't there, how much money was brought into the program? But I'm guessing it was more.
There's no question they're making more money now than they. No, but with that, the people that are investing and funneling that money and making sure that they get Bill Belichick and all that stuff, they're probably a little disappointed on the ROI.
Oh,
it's like, wait a minute, we're paying this guy $10 million. We went 4-8. We got embarrassed in a couple games. His girlfriend's running around.
There's no way they made less money. I mean, if you're right, they packed out every single game. North Carolina's never packed out every single game.
That's not my point. They made more money, but the people that funded the money to get that coach there, and the coaching staff and the players, don't they have to say, wait? Well, I made all these donations for you to bring in Bill.
We really don't know how they receive that ROI anyway and how they distribute that money, especially if it's not made public, right?
So, yeah, but my point is the boosters want to see John Tyson, influential in bringing John Calipari. What's he want to see? Want to see in the Final Four. That's my ROI. So the people that are, whatever, Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor and Julius Peppers, if they're donating, these are just examples. But if Roy Williams, if they're given, here's $1 million, North Carolina, people like that give a 7-figure donation, when do they raise their hand and say, what am I giving you all this money for?
Well, like I said, there's always some kind of niche behind it. Either you open up a charity, you know what I mean? You give things back in one way or another. You get a building named after you.
Rich people a lot of times donate their money because they want to give less of it to the government.
Well, of course. But I mean, I don't see ex-players making that kind of money to where they need to give it to the university. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I'm sure.
I'm sure those guys
I'm sure Michael Jordan is.
I'm sure they're making their money back.
Very generous to Arkansas.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
But what?
Yeah, I'm sure he's donating tons of money. Or did I say Arkansas? I'm sorry, North Carolina.
Sorry,
my bad. Joe Klein, our famous Arkansas guy, big teammates with Michael Jordan.
When you're worth billions, I mean, yeah, you can give away money. I mean, they don't really happen. And crap.
I like to keep my money. That's why I don't gamble. Speaking of money, maybe you could have made more money if you ever played baseball. How close was that?
I was not.
Were you were you all state?
Yeah, I was all
Conway
state.
High.
Yeah, I was all state.
Do you hit homers?
Yeah.
Hit dingers?
Yeah, I would. I did. I just wouldn't.
Did you pitch?
No.
Did you ever play quarterback?
No. Well, I mean, Pee-wee. But I don't know. I don't think that I could have done well at that game. Honestly, long term, I just don't think I was that type of guy. I had a hot head.
You were recruited in college, right? Play baseball.
Yeah.
D1 offers. Did Dave talk to you? Could you have played here?
No. I mean, I don't think Dave. No, Dave never reached out then. But yeah, I had some offers, and middle of my senior year, I pulled my hamstring, and I was afraid.
Always a damn hamstring with you.
I know.
That's what got
And
you in Cleveland,
I
wasn't
thought
it?
maybe it jeopardized my football career, so I opted out halfway through. Well, no, it shouldn't be halfway. Yeah, it was probably halfway through my senior year. I opted out and didn't play the rest of the year.
You stoked for baseball? Opening day coming up on Friday.
Baseball
we will be
season.
there. By the way, I think big props, a lot of love to the Arkansas fans here. I think that's the best fan base on campus. And they've had so much to be happy about, but they bang that place out time and time again.
Honestly,
so loyal.
I mean, a couple of World Series appearances there. It obviously were
Dave's gone to eight World Series in his time at Arkansas.
I'm saying the times we could have won and we should have won one.
2018, last year also pretty close.
Last year was
devastating.
That was like something happened. I mean, the devil had his hands in that. I think insane.
I think all it was is, I think the moment got to him. When you practice and when you play games, there's a difference between the bottom of the ninth and the World Series. And, all of a sudden the play at first is a little bit tougher. All of a sudden your instincts on what you do on a double play ball are a little bit tougher. All of a sudden you get a little excited and you slip in the outfield.
What are you exactly putting the blame on then? I don't really get it.
I would never.
You have to now, since you're saying the pressure got to the individual players.
Yeah, of course. The players are out there. I mean, it's
players are out there.
It's a manager or a coach's job to put his players in the best position to succeed. I mean, Dave didn't tell the players to have a bad play at first base. He didn't. I mean, the Davalon play in left field, that most famously. Here's what I think happened.
And I feel bad for that kid. Like
he sobbed, by the way.
Well, not just that. I mean, there was nothing
you feel like
dislike about him.
Feel like you let people down. I get why that would be so emotional. What I think happened there in seeing it, I don't know if this has ever been explained. Probably. I think I'm on point here. He slipped. And when you slip, what do you panic? The eyes off the ball, one thing leads to another. And then not only did he not make the play, the ball ricochets off him. You said snake bit. That's a good
But
term,
did he slip because he misjudged the ball where it was coming?
Or did
you know what I mean?
Did the moment get I don't really believe in clutch a little bit.
I believe in clutch.
See, I do a little bit. I believe more in the data.
Tom Brady.
The third inning shouldn't be that different from the ninth inning. The fourth quarter shouldn't be that different from the end of the second quarter.
No.
The plays are the plays, the field's the field, the dimensions are the dimensions.
So you're telling me, like, bottom of the ninth, World Series, counts 3-2, you're up to bat. That's just another time. Like, you don't have to rise to the occasion. That's just another time.
Of course not. But okay. I do, of course not. But I do think it's a little bit overblown. I don't think that, there's pressure in the game all the time. It's different. It's amplified at the end. And you know what? I've heard a lot of athletes say this, myself included. You want to feel nervous. The nerves mean you're doing something big. That's
true.
You should embrace that.
That's true. You should have butterflies.
That means you're on the cusp. But, it can amp you up a little bit.
Well,
a little bit too much.
There is nothing to be dissatisfied with the baseball program at all. And I mean,
preseason top 10 in the country.
I mean, honestly, I'm glad we're not number one. Every time it seems like we're number one, like we have a target on our backs, everybody's after us, and we don't end good.
I think it's the last 25 years, only one number one team in the country has won, entering the postseason, has won the national title. It was Tennessee a couple of years ago. It's the first time it happened in a long time.
But
that tournament is so hard to win.
No doubt.
It's
honestly, if
so
Arkansas didn't win it last year, I wanted Murray State to win. At the beginning of it. But with these guys, though, like, I know everybody's disappointed. And I don't. No. I'm saying they should have been with the end result. Like, you're going to be let down when you lose a big game.
And Dave is so awesome. But he's such a great guy, and he cares about those kids, man. Nobody
and a great coach. And you know what? Every year he puts in, and he has a winning program, and it's always something to be excited about. Every year we think we can win it all, and there's not another sports organization up here we feel that.
I think they're the winningest program in college baseball since 2015 or something.
And honestly, it's something. I mean, as Arkansas fans, we have not had a lot to be happy about here in recent times past. And baseball
5 Sweet 16s the last 6 years, right? That's pretty good. Now, granted, last year was a little bit of an unforeseen run.
5 Sweet 16s. How many years?
I think in the last 6.
Arkansas, really?
I think so. Yeah. Musselman did it.
Remember 3.
Musselman did it either 3 or 4 times, and then Cal did it last year.
Musselman was a good coach.
Musselman went to Elite 8 twice, I think. Definitely went once. I know they lost to Baylor, and I think maybe they lost to you, whatever it was. But
what I'm saying,
basketball program's done pretty well.
What I'm trying to say is like going into the season, did we always have hopes like we're going to make the Elite Eight, we're going to at least make the Final Four? I don't think that's ever been there for basketball or football.
No, probably this year is the first time in a long time.
Yes, and I really feel like
hey, this could be a Final Four team.
No doubt. And I'm a little upset we lost to Kentucky at home, and we can't really win on the
two
road.
games this year. I feel like Arkansas has let the air out of the balloon. The Auburn game could have been a 3-0 start, and you're looking at they can get to 4-0 because I think they had South Carolina coming up next, whatever it was. And everything was really there. Unfortunately, a little letdown. And then that Kentucky game, packed house. You know what that game means to Cal. Kentucky was kind of reeling. They just didn't play well.
No.
I mean, they had open shots and whatnot. Home, they just didn't play well.
It was not playing well at home that got me. And when we were being
they were undefeated at home.
Yes.
And I felt going into that game, we played in Bud Walton Arena, they could win the national title.
But, okay, what really scares me is, though, when we played Kentucky and we played Tennessee, you felt like, man, we can win or we could lose. When we played Mississippi State or Auburn, I never feel like, man, this is a for sure game in the SEC. There's never a for sure game in basketball to me.
Who wins the national title for final question here of the week? Who wins the national title first? Arkansas football, Arkansas basketball, Arkansas baseball, or Arkansas softball? Softball's never been to the World Series, but they've been so close.
Baseball.
I got to go with basketball just because with Cal here, I think they'll have NBA players, and
I like
fluky stuff can kind of happen in baseball where you really can't control. Basketball, it's more so like, all right, which one of these 10 teams is going to win it?
But here's the thing with basketball. We don't even know if from year in to year out, besides this year, will we go to the NCAA tournament? Will that happen?
Yeah, they were a bubble team last year.
But for baseball, you're right. We may lose in the regional or the super regional, but we're going to those every year. It feels like you have confidence in that's going to happen.
They've missed a tournament like once in the last 20 years.
And then that's what I'm saying. Like you feel, if I had to put my money where my mouth is, that's where I'd put it, just because it's consistent.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Out of time. Got some big things coming up. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. Be sure to do it each and every week here. Peyton Hillis, Trey Daerr. Have a good day.